So, I'm going to play POE2 on Friday. I'll probably still do a little bit of Bazaar, but POE2 is a game I've been anticipating for several years. I want to play minions. I think they're going to be jank, but I want to play minions. Open image and new tab. Alright, so this is Stormweaver. So I thought this was going to be like Elementalist. Elemental Storm. All damage from hits contribute to chill magnitude. Shock chance, arcane surge. Elemental damage taken recouped as energy shield. 1% area of effect. Oh, effective arcane surge per 15 max mana. So probably it's like Hierophant, you stack arcane surge. Looks pretty mid. Chronomancer. So this is like the time wizard. 30% chance not to consume a cooldown when used. That's kind of annoying. Time Snap is great, Time Freeze is great, Temporal Rift is great. Every 12 seconds gain 50 more cast speed for 4 seconds. Seems okay. Enemy in your presence are slow by 20. That's insane. Holy crap. Okay, I might actually play this as minions. You can probably just do a recoup. I think recoup is normally over 3, so over 4 is like 33% more recoup. Wow, it's actually pretty good. Actually pretty good. Time Wizard. Time Wizard Summoner. It's on the table. I'm actually going to leave that. Maybe I'll compare a little bit later. Titan is one of the things I was considering because one of the nodes was 20% health. Stone Skin. 50 more armor from equipped body armor. Where's that one? Here. Okay. That's okay. Every second slam. Ancestrally boosted. Carry a chest with 20 inventory slots. 50% increase of small passive skills. Oh my goodness. Wow. Bro, that's on the table too. Oh, it's 15% more life now. Okay. So you get 15% more life, which is the 8. And you get 50% more armor from body armor in 1. And then you get inventory slots and passive skills on 5. It stacks with jewel multipliers. Yeah, it's good. Good ascendancy. Warbringer was also one I was considering because minions have like no HP at all. I think spamming taunts and Jade skin, or encased in Jade, is actually viable. So let's see what it's like. Break armor equal to 10% of hit damage dealt. That's terrible. You can break armor to below 0. I don't know if that's really that good. 10% damage or hits taken from your nearest totem's life before you. Use totems. Base chance to block from equip shield instead of shield's value. I don't even know if that's good. 35% less block chance, can block damage from all hits while shield is not raised. Turtle Charm. So this is like Gladiator combined with tank class. Why is 20% slow so strong? Because when they make a game, they make it like beatable for people who are like really good. And then if you slow that down by 20%, it basically includes everybody. That's pretty much it. This is interesting. The block nodes are quite strong, but if you go full block, like man, I don't know if you have enough nodes. Like, I don't think you can utilize the block stuff if you go minions and also health stack. I think it's too much point pressure. I think Warbringer has to be, like, melee. I think that's off the table. No accuracy penalty at a distance. Skill extra projectile. Additional mark. Less damage taken per tailwind. Gain tailwind on skill use. Lose all tailwind when hit. I mean, you know, you can go play Legolas if you want. I'm not doing that. Pathfinder, more flash charges gained. Life flasks effect do not queue. Not removed when unreserved life is filled. So it's like Giga Regen. 5 passive skill points. 30 less movement speed unaffected by slows. It's pretty mid. Pretty mid. Blood Mage, so this was leaked earlier, but some of the leaks seem to be wrong, so let's see. Skills gain base life equals. So if you use Blood Magic, it circumvents this. So it basically means you have to go Blood Magic. Blood Magic is like a little bit away though. Blood magic is here. So you start here, and you have to go here. So it's like -8 points. It's like pretty good, but it's like -8 passive points. Curses having infinite duration is quite good. Energy shield from equipped body armor as extra maximum life. I think it's not good enough for like a full package. Infernalist was also leaked a few hours ago, but again, it might be wrong. So Altered Flesh is this one here, so you have to get that in order to get 2, 3, 4. And 2, 3, 4 are pretty interesting. So it reserves life, and you gain like a huge bonus. So Bidat's Will is 1 maximum spirit per 25 max life. This looks really crazy, but I think it's a little bit bait. I'll explain. So the other one, max life from max mana from life, and then max energy shield from life. I think getting all these 3 and playing like a low life build is pretty legit. I think this is pretty legit. But this is like the soft minion ascendancy, and I just wanted to explain why I think it's not. So the demon form stuff is okay, but not so much for minions. While on high infernal flame, you and your allies gain 20% of damage as fire damage. That's pretty decent. Okay, so Loyal Hellhound grants skill summon Infernal Hellhound, 20% of damage from hits taken from your Hellhound life before you. So in the game, you're going to use a scepter with like plus spirit. Your base spirit is 180. You're going to have about 350 to 380 spirit. And this is pretty good, but this is a permanent minion, and this will count as a skill. Permanent minions, they all reserve spirit. So you're gonna gain some spirit here, but you're gonna lose some of it, possibly a lot of it here, because the minions that I've seen are absolute joke tier survivability. So in order to actually have damage reduction, you may need to put some supports on this. So it may cost quite a lot of spirit. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You will have to invest in this. This will cost spirit. We don't know for sure if Infernal reserves spirit. It's going to reserve spirit. Every single minion that is permanent reserves spirit. Only minions with durations do not reserve spirit. So you lose 25% life, and then you gain 20 DR. So you still lose a little bit, but it's okay. Let's just say that's a break even, right? So you gain a bunch of spirit. If I knew how much life you could have on an endgame character, and that number was really large, I would maybe be convinced that this is actually crazy and you have to play this with minions. It's possible. But my understanding, and from what we've seen on character sheets from the people that tested it, the amount of strength on your character actually has been contributing more to your total life than the life rolls on your entire gear. So just keep that in mind. You basically have to go strength if you want a lot of life. And I don't know how much strength you would go if you went this combination. So you have to get Altered Flesh, Cold as Fire, Lightning as Fire, Physical as Chaos. Physical as Chaos is the only good one, but if you don't have good Chaos Resist, it's bad. Bidat's Will, 5,000 life. I don't know if you get 5,000 life. 5,000 life is what characters might have in POE1, but everything is scaled back in POE2. I don't know what that number is, but I don't think it's 5,000. I think it's probably closer to 2,500, maybe 3,000. So you get like 100 spirit from this, but then you have to use some of it for this. So basically the way I see it is you get something that, unless you build into it, is break even. And this, with the Hellhound, is close to break even. And that's the entire Ascendancy. So it's kind of like just breaking even. Or like barely. If the dog deals huge damage, sure. If the dog deals huge damage, if you're able to life stack like crazy, obviously. But I doubt it. Zombie didn't seem to reserve spirit. I think zombies have a duration, but I might be wrong about that. So yeah, I'm not impressed by this. Like, I think Chrono, it looks a little bit better. I think Titan is certainly better. Like 50 more armor and then 50 effective small passive skills. This means you're going to have way more life. You're probably going to get more damage from the minion nodes. And you have 15 more life also. Like, you might have a little bit less spirit, but everything else is better. You might have less spirit, but you might actually deal more damage. Zombies have a duration? Yeah. Okay, Mercenary, Witch Hunter. So I think Witch Hunter is actually pretty good for minions. This was leaked earlier. You can get Calling Strike and Decimating Strike, which averages out to like 30% more damage approximately. And the other stuff is pretty garbage, but like just 30% more damage is good enough for any build. 20 passive skill points become weapon set skill points. I think this is for weapon swapping. I don't think this is plus 20. But I think it's like good enough for almost any build. And let me see. Okay, so the quality of skills got actually toned down, which tells me that this thing is crazy. This was 12% in their reveal. They nerfed this from the reveal. So that tells me that that is really, really strong. And you get +1 all skills, and minion gems in POE2, their spirit cost goes down with the higher level gem that they have. So what that means is this is spirit. I have no idea how much. Yeah, like this. Let's not pretend like we know how much, but this is some spirit in addition to damage and survivability. It's something. I don't know how much it is, but that's a mechanic in PoE2. 30% less cost of skills, 30% more attribute requirement. That is terrible. Jesus. Okay. 3 additional skill slots is 4, and you have to get that to get 5 and 6. 5 is you can use 2 copies of the same support gem in different skills. And 6 is the plus max res. I think the other ones are really good. Attribute requirements of gems can be satisfied by your highest attribute. This means that you can strength stack. So I think the highest scepter requires about 150 int, but it means that you can put every single other, because remember in the passive tree, the attribute nodes, you can choose what they give you. So you would basically satisfy the requirements of your scepter, which is int, and then you would go 100% into strength after that. So, like for example, I have no idea, I'm making these numbers up, but your character would look like 400 strength, 0 dexterity, and like 150 int on the nose. Like that would be your attribute breakdown. And that would not be possible if you're playing like Infernalist, because you use a lot of blue gems. So your Infernalist will be like 300 int and like 150 strength to barely use armor, right? And that difference, we've learned that strength is a major contributor to your total life. So it basically means that you're going to have way more life playing this build, playing this Ascendancy, way more. And then inherent bonuses from int, strength, dexterity are doubled. So like way, way more. So basically, Gemling, I think, is probably going to be the choice for minions. You're going to have way more life. You're going to have some bonuses to spirit and some bonuses to defense and offense. We don't really know how much, because we don't know the quality of any gem. We don't know the spirit scaling of high-level minion gems. But these mechanics are just incredibly strong. And also, none of this is any, like, nothing is based on attacks, nothing is based on spells, nothing is based on anything. So, like, if minions suck, you just go and play the meta build and it's going to be strong, because these are just strong. Oh, you think 3 might apply to spirit costs? 30% less cost of skills. Skill gems have 30% more attribute requirements. Interesting. Okay, so you'd go 1, 2, 3, and then not 8? Nah, you'd have to give up the 1 level of all skills. I don't know if that's worth it. Yeah, I don't know if that's worth it. But yeah, if this applies to auras, the Gemling can have more minions than any Ascendancy. If it applies to auras. Which is also interesting. Long travel to minion nodes? Yeah, so not really. So this node here, regenerate 1% life per second. Allies in your presence regenerate 2% of your maximum life per second. This is the best survivability node for minions. So you can't play minions when you start a mercenary. That's true. But eventually when you get over to the minion nodes, it's like if you play a witch, you still have to go here. Right? So and this node is insane. 20% reduced crit damage taken, 20 armor, 20 evasion, 5 strength. It's just absurd node. This one is 1.5 life regen, and life regen from flasks. Crazy. Even this one's pretty good. 20 threshold, 20 armor, 20 evasion. So basically, you have to go here for this node if you're playing summoner. And if you're here, it's 1, 2, 3 points to go here. So really, it's like 1, 2, 3. And if we go here, I don't think these nodes are worth it. These are mana regen. So it's not really different. It's not really different. I would say it's very similar overall points. Okay, let me see the monk ones. I actually have not seen the monk ones. They were not leaked. 1 spirit for every 6 energy on equipped body armor. So this is like the trickster. Evasion rating also grants physical damage reduction. Holy crap, that's pretty cool. Is that the dumbed down trait? No, it's just a collection of the videos. Like a lot of the nodes are missing. But most of the notables, or maybe all of the notables, are on the tree because they've been revealed. So I don't know what this is. Look, this is going to be life regeneration. Okay, I don't know that. But those are going to be life regeneration. Just, right? Like that's how it works. So you can make some of those assumptions. Meditate can like double your ES, but it's very short-lived, so it's kind of weird. Meta skills gain 35% more energy. This looks pretty strong, but it's not. This has nothing to do with minions. Like absolutely nothing to do with minions. Instant mana leech. Oh, this is a fun one. So chaos resistance is doubled. So the way that it works in POE1 is it calculates your total after the penalty from difficulty, and then it doubles it. So if your chaos resist is negative, because they said during the campaign they don't expect you to cap your resists. They said that. Okay? So if you have like negative 20 chaos resist and you get this, it's going to go to negative 40. It'll double. I mean, it will double. It won't do anything else. But yeah, this is only good if you have a lot of chaos resist, because it's not like you get the resist cap is 75. It's not like you're gonna get like 40 resist and then double it at 80. If you get 40 resist, it's gonna be like minus 60. So if you have 40, it's minus 20. So you have to get it to a positive value of about 40 to then double it. And a positive value about 40 is going to be like having 100 chaos resist, which is probably going to be very hard to get. Damage to chaos. Reduce darkness reservation duration. What does that even mean? You cannot recharge energy shield. Mana leech effect also recover energy shield. Yeah, some very wild passives, but again, it has nothing to do with minions. So for minions, we basically have Infernalist, which is like slightly above break even. Probably. I think Chronomancer is actually good. You know what? I think Chronomancer is better than Infernalist. Because then I don't have to get life regen nodes as much. I can just get a few of the recoup nodes, which are better than life regen nodes. So I go recoup, and then they're slowed. Always. That's really good. This is also an ascendancy that you can play with anything also, which is like like let's say minions are absolute garbage tier, right? Like let's pretend that they are. They might be. You can play any build you want with this toolkit. The Infernalist can't do that. So it's a pretty safe pick. And Titan, same thing. The problem is the small passive skills are literally the ones that we don't know what they do. Funny enough, we actually have very little information on that. 15 armor, 0.4 life regen. Yeah, that's so many stats. I guess that's 2 points though, because the chest doesn't give you anything. But 5 is just so good. You'd go 1, 4, 5, and 8 for 15 more life. Yeah, it looks like Titan is going to be extremely good at melee, but then if you don't want to play melee at all, you're literally not penalized for it. You have 4 extremely good points. Yeah, all these 3 classes appear to me like they're better for minions than Infernalist, and all these 3 classes are very generic boosts. Like, you can, yeah, just not play minions if minions suck. I'm kind of leaning Gemling Legionnaire. If less cost of skills works for minion reservations, it will actually be the strongest summoner, which is hilarious. Like 1, 2, 3, there's no way Infernalist matches this. Even if you don't go full attribute stack. If this works with spirit reservations. Which seems like it could, right? Seems like it could. Jack of all trades, master of all. The Legionnaire and the Chronomancer have basically no affiliation to a build. Like, literally nothing. Oh, that's not true. The Chrono has the more cast speed. That's the only node, right? Everything else has no affiliation. So one node has a spec affiliation, and Titan is like half the nodes are like melee, but there are 4 extremely good nodes that are also generic. Yeah. I'll probably think it over, but I'm definitely leaning Gemling Legionnaire. Pretty cool though.